With the first 6-star dropping recently, and the upcoming Overlord collab, I'm sure there's going to be lots of newer players that are trying to get into the game, and an important part of the game that often gets overlooked by newer players are definitely going to be the equips. A lot of people say that equips are half the game, but I personally think that they're most of the game, and for beginners, they tend to have a harder start in the beginning due to their lacking equips. But in this little guide that I made, I'm going to go over 7 must-have equips that are pretty much needed for any new players, as well as some other equips that are pretty good but not as needed. These are all going to be a great help to starting your account and will definitely allow you to really step up your gameplay. And not only is it great for new players, but a couple of these are also useful for advanced players as well. And before I get into the farmable equips, any equips from giant bosses or specs quests would definitely benefit from farming with a team of luck units. It'll increase your drops and it'll speed up how fast you're able to max your equips. Starting off, the first equip is going to be the 5-star physical Relic Radius. It's able to increase your arts by 15 for every hit. It's a pretty good equip as it'll allow you to generate a fairly decent amount of arts, which will basically allow you to speed along the time it takes to get your arts and true arts flowing. To farm it, you're going to be going into the giant bosses section of exploring and go into the glowing sanctuary giant boss. It's not a hard mission, just make sure to farm the pro stage until you have enough to play the aux stage, which has a lot better drops. The second equip is also going to be found in the glowing sanctuary. It's a 4-star heal called Relic Force Keratos. This equip heals by 200 and heals all allies' status ailments except faint and disease. This is an insanely good equip and to this day is still in my opinion the best cleanse equip since its countdown is so short. Such a good item and even better that it's free. I use it in endgame content all the time. Definitely worth farming to max LB. The next equip is the 5-star magic Akashic Eye. It increases your arts by 30 when above 50% or more HP. It's a pretty good arts gen for a magic slot and will definitely boost your unit's arts, and it also has a nice little passive 20% magic damage. This equip is going to be found in the side quest Freedom Fighters under Last Wishes, and you're going to farm the specs mission. The next equip is also going to be found in the same place as Akashic Eye. It's the 4-star defense Magical Sword Seagull. It reduces the entire team's damage from enemies by 20% for 8 seconds. A pretty decent damage res item and is probably one of the best general damage res items in the game, at least for 4-star defenses. The passive 10% physical resist also makes this equip good on tanks like Thetis. The next equip is the 5-star support Magisteel Toe Boots. It gives all allies 3 arts a second for 10 seconds, as well as boosting their recovery amount by 15% for 10 seconds. A pretty good AoE archgen equip that can be used in a ton of different missions. The recovery amount is also pretty good to boost the team's total heals. You're going to be finding this in the side quests under Phantom Snipers Part 1. If you're able to do it consistently, Specs Hyper has better drops, although Specs works just as good. The next equip is the 5-star support Relic Lesser Demon Heart. It increases the target's arts gauge by 5 for 20 seconds, so a total of 100 arts. Definitely an okay single target archgen equip, especially for units that need to start up a little faster. Definitely worth it for beginners. To farm this one, you're going to be finding it in the Giant Bosses tab and in the Caverns of Darkness. For the final equip, it's going to be the 4-star support Arc Ignite. It increases all allies' arts by 10 with a 15-second countdown. A really good 4-star support and definitely my second most used equip out of all of these. It's great for beginners and veterans alike. I still use it sometimes now as a matter of fact. Definitely worth it to max LB, although multiple of these max LB would definitely be beneficial. To find this, you're going to be going into the side quests under Knights of Blood Part 1. Those are going to be all the main ones that you want to farm, especially for newer players, but a few honorable mentions that might not be required but are still pretty good include the 5-star defense Adamus Gear from Knights of Blood Part 3, a pretty good single target damage res item. The 5-star support Axis and EX Gate can be found from Knights of Blood Part 7, and they're both good to start a single unit off with a lot of arts fairly quickly. The 5-star physical Grand Destin from Part 3 of Cross the Blaze is a really good equip to equip nuke with, and helps to clear easy stages fairly quickly. And finally, the 4-star heal Betsfald from Part 7 of Cross the Blaze. It's a really good heal equip, but it becomes even better when it's used on light units. That's all there is to some of the equips that I think you should farm. A couple here, such as Arc Ignite, Keratos, and Betscald, are equips that I actually still use in the regular, but any beginner should farm the first 7 equips, since they'll benefit your gameplay a ton. If you think that this guide was helpful, I would really appreciate a sub as well. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you later.